my name is Stephan Cook, and today I'm here with The Fuel. Today I am joined with the baseball players of the 2024-2025 season. Today I'm here with
Elijah Flowers,
Colt Winchel,
Corey Johnson.
Okay, so for our first question, my question is, what are some of the things that you guys are most excited about for this upcoming season?
Okay.
I think I'm most excited about just seeing the work pay off. Like, I feel like the team is doing a really good job on staying focused, and I feel like we're really locked in. So I'm just happy. I'm really excited to see the results on the season. So yeah.
Okay, so when do you feel like, since y'all are juniors, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you feel like you have a greater responsibility as an upperclassman now, compared to like your freshman and sophomore year, and then why?
I mean, yeah, because we've had to take charge of the team, as there hasn't been much coming through ever since like our freshman year, which is that senior class. Mm-hmm. So we've had to take care of like pretty much everything and take care of the varsity since then. So
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like being an underclassman, I guess I sat back. I let the upperclassmen take charge, and I feel like now that I'm an upperclassman, I'm more willing to take charge, and yeah.
Yeah, what Corey said, my freshman year with the senior class, you just take everything in, learn how to like benefit yourself for the future. And then looking back then, I could definitely tell that I pick up a few things from the senior class to help the underclassmen from now on.
Okay, so what are some of you guys' personal goals for this season, both on and off the field?
One of my goals is to make first team all district for our team, and then to pick up a couple offers and go to college.
Mine would be pretty much the same thing.
Mine pretty much is just honestly seeing the team grow. I want to see us build off of our momentum from last year. I feel like this year we're going to be able to show that we are a better team, and I just want to see us succeed this year. That's my goal.
So could you elaborate more, like what first team all district is?
It's like you're the best player from your school, and you get put on one team. So like the top players from each team in our district get put on one team to like show how good you are in that one district.
Okay, so what are like some of the things that you've done during training now to like prep you for this upcoming season?
I mean, it's been more baseball focused since we've gotten here. We've also made a lot of changes with doing morning weights, which we haven't done before. I mean, it's all thanks to the coach, because without him, we really wouldn't be in this position, because our last coach, we've had big improvements with the coaching, so he's put us in a great position to do better things, provided for us, giving us new things to work with, new tools and equipment. So it's really just him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like Coach Patino is doing a really good job on helping us accelerate, and I feel like as a team, you can really see everyone is more driven to be a better player, not only for themselves, but for the team. And yeah, I feel like, yeah.
Okay. So like with the coaching, you losing 2 coaches and then gaining also 2 coaches this year, what are y'all's thoughts on that?
We lost some good coaches this past 2 years. Our assistant coach Boykin, he was good. He helped you get through like what you're struggling with. Like if you're having a hard time, he would tell you something, and he would have you just focus. And Coach Luna with the same thing. You'd be down, and he would just tell you, just forget about it. Focused on what the team needs for you, and don't worry about the past, because then it'll mess you up in the future.
Yeah, I feel like we lost 2 very good coaches, but at the same time, I feel like we can't. I feel like we're for the better right now. Like our coaches it feels like they're focused on us. It's not a loss. I feel like everyone is just doing what's best for the team, and I feel like the coaches are doing a really good job with that.
Do you have any thoughts?
I think we lost a great coach, Coach Boykin. He really connected with the kids all the time. He made connections with almost every player on the team. You really go to him for pretty much anything if you needed to. We have more coaches like that this year. We're building more relationships with the kids, allowing you to like be able to talk to them regularly versus like seeing them strictly as a coach.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Last year, what school did you guys think was your like biggest rivalry, and why would you say that they're your biggest rivalry? Like performance wise, and like just also drama wise.
My opinion, I feel like our rivalry was East Central High School. The reason I feel like that is because it was always a back and forth game. It was never really one sided, and I feel like they were our best competition. You know, it was never just one sided. So yeah, I feel like East Central was our biggest rivalry.
I thought our biggest rivalry was probably New Braunfels because some of the games would be like really tense, and you know both of the teams would be like back and forth with the stuff, and they have good athletes. We have good athletes, but yeah, they were just more driven when we played them, and there's some good athletes out there in New Braunfels.
I agree with Corey. I think ours was East Central. I mean, it was never just one side. It was always back and forth.
Okay, so how much do you all each personally contribute to the team's success?
I feel like we contribute equally. I feel like there's no one's outdoing each other. I feel like we're all equally focused, and we all have the same goal, and that's to win games for this baseball team. And we all have the same goal, and yeah, that's how I feel.
Same thing what Corey said. We all have the same goal, but the three of us help our teammates in different aspects. Like Elijah, he helps the pitchers, you know, do what they have to do. Corey puts them in the outfield, you know, helps them with situations, and I just help help with Elijah with the pitchers and catchers and some of the infield, you know, to help them focus and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with them. No one's really outworking anybody. It's everyone. It's like a whole team effort. It was getting better as a team.
Okay, what are some of you guys' favorite moments from last year?
One of my favorite moments was throwing a no-hitter against the Browns with Elijah Flowers right here.
Yeah, throwing the no-hitter against No Braunfels for like 5 innings.
I feel like my favorite moment was probably beating East Central. I feel like it was a neck and neck game the whole way. So being able to pull it off and winning at the end, I feel like that's my favorite moment. You see this?
Same thing what Corey said. East Central, it was a back and forth game, and we didn't shut down as a team. You know, we stayed consistent and we were fighting, and as a team we came together, and you know we were communicating, having that sportsmanship, and we came out and came back and came out on top against East Central.
Okay, what are some of you guys' favorite drills or like exercises that you think help you personally in your performance and like just in general?
I feel like my favorite drill is running in and out with the squad. I feel like it's a good way to see different situations and more of a game-like atmosphere. And I feel like it's just more realistic, and that's why I like it on a defensive aspect.
I mean, my favorite drill has to be throwing pens with him. I mean, he gets really constructive. He lets me know what I'm doing, what's happening, how everything is moving. So I think personally just throwing pens with him has been my favorite thing.
Yeah, same thing what Corey and Elijah said. You know, the favorite drills is what errors we make the most, like where our like downfall is, like what can we do better and what can we improve on. So like some of the stuff we're down on, our coaches, you know, we talk through it, and you know, we just figure out what we need to do this, and it'll like come back to help us.
Okay. What do you guys hope to accomplish this season that'll help you next year for your senior year?
To help accomplish with senior year?
Mm-hmm.
My thing would actually be developing the younger class, would be like underclassmen, sophomores, freshmen, developing those guys into varsity players for next year, because we're going to need it. You know, we're always having guys leaving, so we're always going to need to develop more and more guys to be better for the team. So I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I agree with Elijah here. I feel like we always need to pave the way for our younger classmen, so therefore when we're seniors and we're even out of here, they can succeed. I feel like Coach Patino, Coach Lopez, and Coach Teague is doing a really good job on focusing on the younger classmen, helping them to succeed and one day be on varsity with us.
Yeah, same thing what they said. You know, helping the underclassmen who think they aren't getting the help that they need, and paving the way for them, like as of course said, you know. So then when we're out of here, they look up and be like, oh, they did help me with what I need to do to succeed with, and, you know, hopefully pave a better future for Judson baseball, because it has not begun in the past.
Okay. What are some of your guys' like favorite things about playing baseball?
I feel like my favorite thing about baseball is just the brotherhood we have. I feel like we do everything like we're brothers, and it's like a family. Like it's just we have a nice bond. I feel like whenever I go out there to play, I'm not playing for myself. I'm playing for my brothers, and yeah, it's just something I look forward to every day.
I mean, it's the same thing. I just love to play for the people around me, my teammates. I mean, I love those guys. Those are my family. I'm saying it's not a divided team. Everybody's together, always move as a team. So I'd say that.
Yeah, I'd probably say that too. But, the intensity of the games is something that I really look forward to, seeing how we can come back in difficult moments and seeing how we can come together as a team and overachieve what we need to overcome. And, as they're saying, like, brotherhood, like, we're all one team. Like, you're not going to, like, knock us down to one way. We're all going to bring each other as a team and, achieve what we need to achieve. And, yeah, when we graduate, it's going to be tough leaving these guys.
Well, are there any games or like tournaments that you guys are excited for this year, and why?
Yeah, pretty much all of them. I mean,
Yeah, I'm excited for all of them, but I feel like a really game I'm excited for is that Roosevelt game. It's a non-district scrimmage, but I feel like it's always a good game when we play those guys, and we always come out on top against those guys, but they love to chirp, so it's always good beating those guys.
I'm really looking forward to some of those tougher games like Steele and O'Connor and Eagle Pass, seeing how we as a team can challenge these harder guys, hard throwing guys, harder hitting guys, see how we can beat them in any way we can.
Okay, so how do you guys think that you balance school, practice, or training, and personal time during the season? And then if you didn't do well last year, what do you think that you can do this year to help?
I mean, my thing will just be focused on finishing as much as I can in class, as to like saying procrastinating, like, I'm going to leave it, I'm going to do it at home, or I'm going to do it later, or do it over the weekend. Just getting it done earlier, because you don't really have a lot of time when it comes to during the season. Whenever you have to mix in everything at one time, you really don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, I feel like, obviously, my school comes first. I feel like my work, I feel like I didn't do that good of a job of during season staying focused and getting my work done. So this season, I hope to stay more focused in the classroom to basically not have to worry about that after my games and be able to have that personal time. So, yeah.
Yeah, same thing with Corey said, prioritize school first because you're a student athlete, not athlete student. You got to prioritize school in any way you can because if you're not eligible, then you're not going to be able to help your team. You're letting your brothers down, everything else you got to do.
Okay. What are some of you guys' favorite moments from this season so far?
My favorite moment is probably during fall ball. We've had some very good games where we all just competed and we've ended out on top. So I feel like just the intensity of winning games during fall and seeing us look better as a team than last year.
I think mine would have to be our first fall ball game. We're really like together. I feel like we're all out there having fun. It's been a while since all of us had played, but we felt like as a team, as a team, all conjoined, and it was just the most fun I think we've had in a minute.
Yeah, my favorite moment is probably getting together with you guys, playing baseball game with your teammates at school, trying to see how everybody improved over the summer and what we can improve on for the future for the season.
Okay, so like when you guys mentioned like supporting each other and like feeling like brothers or like that, what does that look like for you each, both on and off the field?
Supporting your guys when they're not failing, tell them to get your grades up so you can play because, we can't lose. If he were to be failing, I can't be losing to him because he's one of our star pitchers. Picking up your guys in tough moments like we just lost our first baseman and just helping him along the way of his recovery. And just trying to tell him to just not give up and just keep pushing to get through it. Yeah,
I feel like that looks like if your teammates are down in game, having a bad game, having bad couple games, picking their heads up, not bringing them down, telling them, just not bringing them down, helpful, looking for helpful ways to help your team build up and not just bring them down the whole time. I feel like that's what that looks like.
Yeah, I'd agree with Corey. Just keeping the guys up, and when it comes to like grades and stuff, holding the guys accountable, make sure that they are in their tutorings, make sure they are like getting their stuff done, encouraging them because if they fail, they can't play. So,
do you guys like played like different positions? Like,
yes,
Okay. What is your favorite position to play, and then why?
Mine is pitcher because that's always been my thing since I've been a little kid. I've had a rough patch with it last year, but I came back and I did my thing eventually at the end of the season. So that's just been my position for quite a while.
My favorite position is catcher. Seeing guys how they throw on the mound, see with different speeds and different off speeds. Seeing the growth of them since throughout the 3 years we've been here, he's progressed probably the best out of all guys I've caught. Seeing just different things all around, like what can he improve on, and blocking balls. I like feeling that thing. I like feeling getting hit by the ball because it amplifies me to do better.
I feel like my favorite position is playing center field. Being the captain of the outfield, it's a big responsibility. Having to worry about both gaps. Running more. I feel like it's definitely more fun than just playing on the right field, left field. So I would definitely say center field.
That's interesting. I don't know, only because when I was little, I did play baseball when I was little. Didn't last though because I'm not a sports person. But I played baseball when I was little, and I was always in the outfield, and I feel like it was a bad thing. But I don't know. I think that I guess since it wasn't sports, because I played for a city league, so I feel like in high school and sports, it's not a bad thing. It's just are you better out here or are you better somewhere else? So what are your thoughts on that?
I feel like our guys, we all feel like we have a stronger ability to play different positions, and I feel like we just want to do whatever is better for the team. Whatever can help us win. I feel like that's what we're gonna do. If coach tells us to play center, coach tells me to play shortstop, I'm gonna play wherever he needs, whatever we have to do to win. That's all we care about doing.
Right now it's about developing all around baseball players. We really want all of our guys to be able to play everything. It's no matter where he asks us to play, if that guy asks me to catch, I'll be ready to catch, or if he asks me to play outfield, I'll be ready. So it's just about building all around players to play everything.
Yeah, during the period, Coach Patino has us doing different drills at different places. So he might not play one position, but it can help him improve in case one of our guys gets hurt and we need to step in, or I need to step in somewhere I haven't played. And what you said about the positions, as a younger kid, it's not really that important. But when you get older, there's different contributions to oh, he's good on this spot and he's good on this spot. He can read balls better in left field than he can in right field. It's it's different when you're older.
Do you guys think that baseball term is, baseball terms, is it the word? I think. Do y'all think that they're complicated, or do y'all think they're fairly easy to learn? Because I know that I've never ever seen somebody write an actual baseball article about a game, and I know we want to, but I don't know how to I wouldn't know how to word it or anything like that. So what do y'all think?
It's easy to understand. You just have to at least learn what it is. But at first it's going to look very confusing. You're not going to know what some stuff is, but it's not that hard to really learn or pick up.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like baseball isn't baseball is just something you have to understand to enjoy, but I feel like it's not that hard to understand. And yeah,
I agree with both of them.
Okay. With next year's being y'all senior year, what is something that y'all want to leave to the younger class, the underclassmen?
I just want to be a good leader, help them out with absolutely anything. You know what I'm saying? I want them to look back and be yeah, that's my guy. I feel like even after I leave, I want them to be able to call me and help them with whatever they're going on, whether it's personal, baseball, or school. I just want to leave something for leave an impression on them so they can always feel they can talk to me.
I feel like I want to leave that. I want the younger guys to always feel like they should believe in themselves. I never want them to feel like they're not good enough to do this or not good enough to do that. I feel like I want my guys to feel like they should be confident in everything they do. And I feel like once the time comes and they need to play under those lights, I feel like they should be ready, and that's why I want to leave.
I want to leave a good impression because, as Elijah said, they might be down and they can just look up to me, call me whenever they need anything, need help with the drill for baseball or something for school, or something personal in general, leaving that impression. So they always have somebody to talk to or look on when we're gone.
Mm-hmm. Y'all play in the spring, so it's like the weather is always either probably starts off cold and then gradually gets warmer. How do y'all think the weather impacts y'all's performance?
I feel like the weather doesn't affect us at all. I feel like we're all focused, and weather isn't a big deal to us. Coach Patino, Coach Lopez, and Coach Teague, they make it known that we have a goal, and that's to win games. And making the excuse that weather is in the way of succeeding, we can't use that. So I feel like no matter the weather, we're always driven to work, no matter what the weather is.
No, I don't think weather can ever be an excuse on why something happened. You should always be prepared for the weather in the first place. I mean, you can know it before it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So that will never be a problem for us. It will never be an excuse for us because the focus is always to win games.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Are there any things that you guys feel like you need to work on, especially this season, to help benefit you for the long run?
I feel like I want to be a better hitter. Not only for me, just for my team. I feel like if we can all elevate our hitting, I feel like we will be a way better team. And yeah, so I feel like I just need to work on my hitting.
No, I feel like the whole program, we could all do better as hitting as a team. Because, you need to hit to win games. Mm-hmm. So I think that's our biggest pressure. And attitudes whenever things aren't going our way. Because a lot of guys like to shut down or get upset and just like to not care about the game anymore. And I think that's the biggest thing we need to worry about. So we're always locked in the game no matter what the score is or what's going on.
I think the biggest thing we need to work on as a program is communication, because communication killed us these past 2 years. Not talking to each other, shutting down on each other, getting mad at one another and not communicating, and then you mess up in the game, just hurts your team, hurts you as a player, and leaves a bad impression on other people.
Okay. Back to the coaches. How have they influenced you all this year? Because I know that y'all did go through a coach switch. So how has their coming in brought new emotions and new feelings and new just everything?
They feel more like you can talk to them. They feel more less as just a coach. You know what I mean? They feel more like a family. You can talk to them. I can talk to Coach Patino regularly. I can talk to Coach Lopez regularly. I can have a regular conversation about what's going on in the world, as opposed to some feel like you could only talk about baseball. Can't really build a true relationship. I think that's what these guys have done best since they've gotten here.
Yeah, I think creating new bonds with players, creating a bond with Coach Patino has definitely, improved your motivation to do good, because if he believes in you, then that's just something to work for, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he came in, he was very driven. He told us that he wants to win games just as bad as we do. And I feel like I like that. And all three of our coaches, I feel like our goal has never changed. And, yeah.
So, last year, what game did you guys feel was the most challenging during practice, and why?
I feel like prepping for New Braunfels, having to go against harder throwing pitchers than other guys in the district. So I feel like we would get frustrated during practice, turning up the machine, higher velo, and just trying to work on hitting faster velocity.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. The velocity jump between them and just all the other guys in the district was a big difference, a big jump. Mm-hmm. So preparing for that was possibly the hardest thing I think we've gone through.
Yeah, what they said, New Braunfels has different kind of athletes they have out there, but I think what really killed us the most was preparing for veterans. Every year, they always find a way to beat us down and hurt us, and hopefully we can try to come back and beat them this year.
Okay, so what things did you guys take from your sophomore year that you are hoping to apply this year?
I feel like something I'm going to apply from last year to this year. I feel like last year, towards the beginning of the season, I wasn't playing with much confidence. I was scared of making mistakes for my team. I feel like that cost me heavily. So I feel like this year, I'm going to play with no regrets. I'm going to be confident out there so I can perform for my brothers.
Mine would be the mentality I took from the second half of district on, because at the beginning I really thought I had a spot secured. I was trying, but I was really trying my hardest, and then I got set back, and so ever since that, I mean, the mentality has always been different. So I think I want to take that because that mentality really worked for me.
You know, I want to bring upon, like, you know, just not getting down. You know, my sophomore year, I would shut down and just not talk to anybody if I was to do bad. You know, for example, Elijah, I did really bad with Elijah, and the communication wasn't well, and I just shut down. You know, I didn't want to play. I just wanted to care for myself, even though that's not good, you know. You can't be selfish, because if you're selfish, and it's all going to lead one thing bad to another.
Mm-hmm. So how long have each of you been on the varsity?
I mean, I missed my freshman year, so about like since last year. So this will be second year.
I've been a 3-year letterman since I was a freshman.
This will be my second year on varsity. Last year was my first year.
Okay, so what do you feel like how what pressure did you feel being on varsity as a freshman and you coming to high school and now like everybody's eyes on you because you are a varsity player?
You know, I think being a freshman on varsity, you know, has a lot of limits, but you know, you just can't be as my coach my freshman year, Coach Warren, he said, you know, don't be a little kid, you know, just forget everything that you did, you know, be more grown, be more mature, so you can, you know, not get kicked down because you're just a freshman. You know, you gotta be up there with the seniors and stuff.
Okay, so with you two, it being y'all's second year, what is something that, like, what pressure did you guys feel? Because though you couldn't be on your freshman year and you missed your freshman year, you still being an underclassman, what pressure did you guys feel?
I mean, I felt a lot of pressure. I had to pitch a season opener. I never pitched a high school baseball game, like, in season before that moment. So, I mean, there was a lot of pressure there. I mean, I was nervous. There was a lot of pressure with the guys behind me letting me know, like, this is a big game. It was a big game for me because it was first high school in-season game. So it was a lot of pressure at first.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there was a lot of pressure, you know. Being able to see higher velocities from freshman year, it's definitely gives you more pressure out there, but I feel like our team upperclassmen did a good job on helping me adapt to it, and yeah.
Yes, more pressure as a freshman. For me, it was, you know, again, just working all off season, you know, trying to work towards it, and then you get put in that moment, you know, everything just goes one year out the other, you know, you gotta just not forget about it, you know, just work through it.
Why do you guys feel like your season last year wasn't the greatest?
I feel like we weren't as focused as we were this year. I feel like at times we felt like we weren't playing for the team, we were playing for ourselves. And I feel like this year it's going to be totally different. We're all focused on not worried about ourselves. We're communicating better. We're playing better. And yeah, I feel like just last year we weren't as focused. And yeah,
I'd say the same thing. It was definitely a focus thing. I mean, it was always like everybody's playing for themselves, me. It wasn't really a team-based thing. We weren't really together as a team.
Yeah, I probably agree with that. You know, everybody, the mentality and the attitude was just not it last year. You know, as they said, everybody's playing for themselves. Or, you know, one person does bad, they don't play for your team. They're just out there to play.
And why do you guys think that? Like, why is it always just like me, when a sport is like a team effort?
It's because baseball's like, it's individualized as a team because everybody has individual success. There's no like real such thing as like an assist. No one can have like an assist like there is in, as you know, assisted tackle in football or an assist in basketball or assist in soccer. There's none of that. Like, it's literally just you. Whenever it comes to anything that you're doing, whether you're on the field, hitting, pitching, catching, like, it's only you. So everybody's always so worried about themselves and their own success that they kind of like lose sight of like the whole entire team and what they need to be doing. Like, if the whole team succeeds and they forget about themselves, or like forget about the team because they're worried about themselves and their own like success. Because some guys feel like they let the team down whenever that happens. So,
yeah, I agree with Elijah. In my opinion, I feel like baseball is the hardest sport because the mental toll it has on you. You know, no one can assist you, like Elijah said. It's just you versus the pitcher at the end of the day. And I feel like if you were to mess up, it takes a toll. Messes with your head, and also fielding. You make an error, you just get mad at yourself, and you want to do better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What is a lifelong lesson that you guys will take from just your experience in baseball? We'll take with you and have taken with you, because have y'all all played baseball since y'all was little?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, mine has to be just because you fail doesn't mean like it's over. It's keep back up and keep pushing, because I've had a problem whenever I was younger with, giving up and getting upset whenever things didn't go my way. So, I mean, it really taught me to just like keep on pushing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the biggest lesson I've learned from baseball is, you're bound to feel defeated or stuff like that, but it's how you turn it around. In baseball, you have 10 at-bats, you get 3 hits, you're known as a Hall of Famer. So I feel like it's not about the bad things you do, it's about how you turn it around. And yeah,
I think success isn't given, it's worked for. Like people are saying like, oh, it was easy for me to do this, easy for me to do that, but there's always paths, there's always bumps and roads to success. As a baseball player, you gotta defer with different things, like people saying like, oh, you suck at this, but you worked for it, what's the word? You just get the bumps out the way in the road, just keep on working, don't let the obstacles get in your way.
So, like, with you guys being able to play different positions in a season, how would you guys think that is an advantage for you besides like other sports? Because I know some sports you're stuck to one position. You have to play that position your whole season.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with that. I feel like in basketball, it's about your height or your weight. I feel like baseball, none of that really matters. It's just about how much of an athlete you are. Baseball, you're not limited to one position. You can really play any position.
I mean, I think it's such a skill sport that like pretty much anybody can go out and do anything. I mean, he could come in and play shortstop. I can go to the outfield. He can go anywhere. I mean, like, I personally think that the skill matters so much that, like, having the ability to play other positions is...
Yeah, I agree with Elijah. I think baseball is one of the hardest sports to play, but people don't agree. But, yeah, the skill mindset of having to play different positions, having to, like, lock in for one position, like, oh, I got to throw strikes, or, oh, I got to go field a ground ball, It's having the skill to, as I was saying, having the skill to play other positions, and just being good at it.
Are there any, like, professional players that you guys, like, take liking to or, like, following of? And if so, why? Why that specific person?
I feel like someone I've always looked up to was Manny Machado. Being from Maryland, I've always been an Orioles fan, and going to the game, seeing him at third base, I've always made me look up to him because he was always a younger guy around his older teammates, and he always performed. He never used an excuse of, oh, he's a rookie, he's a younger guy. He always kept pushing. Yeah.
I mean, my guy growing up would have had to be Javi Baez, it's not that good now, but back whenever I was growing up, I mean, that was my guy. I mean, I felt he was the best at that time at his position. I mean, he had all the swag, he had everything. I mean, he was just that guy.
I had multiple when I was growing up. Yadier Molina, Jorge Posada. Just being the captain on the field. Driving your other teammates to do better. Being the one that helps out the team most, and gets everybody to one spot. Gets everybody locked in.
So with college coming up, what are your feelings on this season? Knowing that this is a prime year for like a lot of scouts and just the start of the offers coming in. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
Just got to ball out. I mean, can't really like hold back. Can't play with no regrets. Just got to go out there and just play. Just got to ball out. Just do whatever you can. Do everything you can. Put everything out on the line. Like, leave it all on the field.
Yeah, as Elijah was saying, like, don't make excuses because, oh, I played bad because he was watching me, or I played bad because something happened. Just don't make excuses, and do what you got to do, and just don't be a baby about it.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has potential on our varsity to get offers, and feel like if we stay focused and win games, can hit well, play defense well, I feel like sky's the limit for us.
How many seniors do you guys have on your team this year?
We have 4.
Two. Actually, pick two.
That's 4.
Yeah, we only have 4.
Yeah, we have 4.
Yeah, we have four seniors, but I feel like people like to use that as the excuse of not having that many seniors on their team. But I feel like we're the same team just like anyone else. I feel like just because we have 4 seniors, it's not a big deal. We're still gonna show out. Yeah.
So like, okay, and then how many do y'all anticipate being seniors next year? Like, how many of y'all are juniors right now that y'all anticipate going next year?
Us 3, Greg, who else is in that class? Josh. There's a lot.
I said we got our varsity is junior heavy, so
Junior heavy, yeah.
yeah, that's why it's such a important factor to make sure that our younger class can,
Pick up the slack.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they have to be developed because, I mean, whenever our class is gone, I mean, that's going to leave a big print. Yeah.
So with your senior population being so small now, and then it like growing like who knows how much time next year, what do you guys like? What is some of the pressure that goes on with that? Because I know, like, for one, having to train the underclassmen to what else is that?
I mean, I think honestly, we're just going to take almost the same responsibilities as we have now. I mean, because we've been leading the team for a little bit, and we've been taking on that role now. So, I mean, I think we'll just have the same thing, leading the team, helping the guys out, the younger guys, and even the new freshmen that come in. So,
yeah, me personally, I feel like it's not that much pressure. I feel like our younger guys are developing really well, and I feel like they're on track to be very helpful for this varsity team.
Yeah, as you were saying, a lot of our underclassmen, the training we do, the help we support, they're on track to be, really good in the future.
Wait. How do you guys approach building like mental confidence and stability during like the situation where you guys was shut down, or in situations of like just very competitive, like when it is tense on the fields like that?
I mean, for me, it's always thinking that, like, for me, it's always I have something to prove. Like, I have to let everybody know that, like, I'm not who I have been for this, like, little period being. Like, I have to be better than what I am, and just also thinking that, like, you're not, like, this person. Like, you're not this bad, supposedly. Like, you're going to be good. Like, who you are. I mean, it's just kind of remembering who you are and not, like, thinking the lows are actually who you are.
So I feel like, during practice, in and out helps us get a live baseball game feeling. So I feel like if we take practice seriously, just like a normal game, I feel like that can help us build our mental and help us for when we're in game. And taking the hitting reps as like a normal game, just so we can have an idea of what's going to be like in season.
Yeah, as you were saying, how it's tense on the field, like everybody shuts down on their own, but like getting together, like this is all you worked for. Like we worked so hard during the off season, and then we're just gonna throw it away for what? Like we work hard for it, go get after it.
So how important is it for you guys to see support from family, friends? I mean, just like spectators in general.
I think it's a very big thing, because it keeps you driven. You want to always play good in front of them, always do better for them. Let the hard work pay off. So they can. So they can be, happy, like, oh, my son went to college for baseball, he did what he wanted to do, and, my support was driving him to be better than he wanted to be.
I mean, those people who put in a lot for you, they do a lot for you, especially your parents, they give a lot to you so you can actually play the sport, sacrifice their time to be at your games, to take you to practice, to do everything. So I think just really, like, showing it for them and doing it for them.
Yeah, I feel like the support helps me be way more driven, mom and dad taking me to practice, coming to my games, see what taking me to practice is like helping me for. So when they're at my games, they can see me perform at a high level. So I feel like it helps me be more driven so they can be proud of me and,
Hey, one last question. Are there any people that you guys would say have impacted your year so far? And why, of course.
I feel like all three coaches, Coach Patino, Coach Teague, and Coach Lopez, I feel like it's impacted me because they're so focused in me. They're so focused on this team. I can definitely see everyone is progressing as a better baseball player. So I feel like those three guys are our main source for this baseball team. I feel like it's looking really good.
I mean, all three of the guys are great, but mainly Coach Patino coming into a whole new school, a whole new job, having to pick up for years of not great baseball. So, I mean, he's developed with making all the relationships with the kids, making them feel like you can come to him. He's not just a coach. He's more than that. I mean, I think he's been like the biggest support that we've needed, that we haven't had for like the last year.
As Elijah was saying, our new coach, he wants to change the reputation of our school because our school has not been very good in the past, and what also impacts me as a person, all the people in the school saying, oh, baseball is not going to be good this year, y'all haven't been good, and y'all are just going to be, it's another trash year. That, it motivates me to, be better, I want to prove people wrong, I want to help out, my coach, because he wants to flip this whole thing around, and just being able to, back up my coach so he doesn't get booted down, by other coaches.
Okay. Well, that was my last question. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Right. No. You can bat any.
Nah, I don't have any.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning back into our podcast. You can expect y'all play our first game in February.
Yes.
So stay tuned for our February post for promoting for their game, and I will see you guys on the next episode.